Yo guys, what is good? Welcome back on the Uncle Sharma channel. How are you guys doing? We are back for a match preview. Monza versus Inter tomorrow, 7:45 p.m. kickoff time on a Saturday. Actually, are we playing before or after you? I actually didn't check that. That's the thing now. We have to check all the time whether we're playing before or after Juve. Who are Juve playing? Is that we're getting to that time of the season now where we just need to be on top? Okay, so Juve playing all the way in Tuesday against Sassuolo, so we can put a little bit of pressure on Juve. That's quite good. So yeah, how are you guys doing anyway? 35 people in the house. I'm surprised to see so many people because I only put up the stream live stream notification just 15 minutes ago. You guys know how it is. I always try to work around it. It's never a set time, but I guess now you guys are used to my timing. So thank you everyone that's coming through. User person 53. Oh, that's me. Forza Inter says, feeling D'Ambrosio bags the one against us. Yeah, you know, either D'Ambrosio, Gagliardini, which would be the worst possible outcome, or Carboni. One of those three is bagging against us. And then on top of that, you can add Colpani because, you know, Colpani has been linked to us over the last few months. So usually it's either the ex-Inter player or someone that's linked with Inter. That's like the perfect potion for a goal against Inter, those types of ingredients. Sean Collins in the house as well. What's up, bro? Hope you are doing well. Yeah, Juve play on Tuesday. Hey, Mattia, hope you are doing well. Thank you, man. And yeah, channel members, by the way, the channel member Q&A is out in the somewhere, wherever it's posted on my members only thing. So you should be able to check that out. So appreciate that. It was a half an hour long Q&A. So appreciate all the questions that came through. Julian, hope you are doing well. Samina Muhammad, hello, Mashama from Sokoto, Nigeria. Niger boys in the house. Nice to see you. Never seen your name here before. So if you're new to the channel, shouts out to you. Gagliardini, oh my God, imagine if a Gagliardini goal, we look back at the end of the season, Gagliardini goal, dagger to our heart is the reason why we lose the Scudetto. That would be crazy. That would be crazy. That's the nightmare scenario that, oh my goodness, I don't even want to think about that. Why would you even bring that up, Mattia? Why would you even bring that up? But by the way, if you guys checked it out, Mattia and Anthony did do a live stream yesterday on Inter Worldwide, so make sure you guys check it out. The doom bringers of Inter, actually, it wasn't even that bad yesterday. They were pretty positive in general. Hey, Smiggy in the house, buenas noches. Tom GD, we have a run of games now uninterrupted by European games. No excuse not to pull. Well, Tom, well, we do, but then it is interrupted now. It is interrupted by the what's it called? Supercoppa in the middle. So in theory it was, but then the Supercoppa could be not just one but two games on top, because on the fixture list it only shows Lazio. But then if we do beat Lazio on Friday 19th of January, we would have to play another game for the final of that Supercoppa. So not really Tom GD. This is actually an excuse to not pull away, because if we do have to play two games, and then Juve also, we'll have a game in hand because they will play when we're away, and they probably most likely they will be in front of us. They'll have a little point gap from us. So physically, but also mentally, Juve might have the edge by the end of the next couple of weeks. So, oh wow, even Twitter comments are visible, because before on live streams I was only able to see comments from YouTube only. Twitter comments or X comments were never visible, but now I can even see Twitter comments. That's quite good. New little feature that seems like has been added, so that's good. We got Mr. Saxo Beat in the house. What's up, bro? We got Newsy. What's the interview? Canada will get his first cameo. I doubt it. To be honest. But you know, by the looks of it, it will be Dumfries starting and then probably Darmian will come on in the second half. But Inzaghi can surprise us sometimes. But I doubt it, to be honest. Newsy, he spoke about him today, Inzaghi, in the pre-match. There wasn't like a proper press conference. It was just the inter-channel asking him questions, and he referred to Buchanan as TJ, which was just hilarious. Just like hearing him say, I guess for us, like English speakers, Buchanan's quite an easy name, but I guess for Italians, it's kind of a bit difficult. So, and Tejon as well. So TJ, good way around it, but it's just funny to hear him say TJ, like a bit of an American name. One of the two Grim Reapers after all. Yeah, you couldn't resist. Shakir, hope you're doing well, mate. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for your questions for the members Q&A. What's Inter from Finland? Wow, that's I don't think I've seen someone from Finland. We've got if you don't know about him, Oni, Michael Talks Football. He's a good channel. He's your fellow Finnish compatriot. He makes football content around EPL, Serie A, La Liga, everything. Now he's going to be covering AFCON, Asian Cup. I don't know how that guy watches so much football, but I recommend him. He's your compatriot from Finland. Nico Bocuzzi, what's up, bro? Happy New Year to you and your family. Oh God, I think I'm gonna just put on the video and I'll be back. All right, that should be better, hopefully. Let me know if it is, because the router now, I've realized recently why my internet's been struggling when it's inside. Yeah, as Kirby says, when the wireless router is in the cupboard, obviously it doesn't get as much of a good signal. So it should be hopefully fixed, even though my signal is still not as good. Oh well, we have to just get on with it. We just have to get on with it. If we win against Lazio in Supercoppa, final is 3 days later. That's what I mean. 3 days later. So what? So 19, and then we play what? Saturday, Sunday, or is it a Monday? I think. And then again afterwards, we've got look at the games after that as well. It's not like it's easy, which is actually kind of good because you know how Inter is. We usually play up or down to the to our opponent, so it might be actually a good thing with this Inter team. We realize how we're kind of, when we're in the hard periods or against difficult teams, we actually do better. But yeah, it's not an easy little period at all if we go to the Supercoppa final. So I'm not saying we should throw it or that we should play the Primavera guys, but honestly, again, same to the Coppa, same about the Coppa Italia. If we go out against Lazio in Supercoppa, we don't win it. I'm not. Well, actually, if we go to the final, then I definitely want to win it because you're playing that game anyway, so you might as well win and get that morale boost. But if we lose against Lazio the semi-final, then I'll be here, of course, to react and it'll be sad and everything, but I'm not losing sleep over that at all. Well, my honest thoughts on Twitter, user Besita, about he's got good memes. I can't lie. He's got good memes, and he's a good lad. He came on the channel once. We saw his face here. I think it was that Champions League final preview. Hello from France. Bonsoir, Marvel Lawson. Hope you are doing well. Carboni, we'll talk about him in a minute. Samino, when we do the predicted lineups. And yes, thank you. Mattia, for reminding the peoples as always about leaving the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. So that's kind of the fixture list. A couple of things to cover before we actually get into the match preview. Stefano Sensi, he might be coming to my end. He might be coming to chill with me here in Leicester, because Leicester City Football Club are interested in today. Their coach, actually, Enzo Maresca, some guys that watched Serie A in the early 2000s might remember him, Maresca. He's the coach of Leicester City, who are far and away the best team in the Championship this year. They're playing really, really good football. Let's see if it is pull up. They're playing good football and they're like cruising to the Premier League. Yeah, look at that 10-point gap to the next best team, which is Ipswich Town, Southampton, Leeds. So yeah. So I think with this signing, it almost feels like they're getting ready. I mean, they already know they're going to get promoted. They kind of get ready for the Premier League. And yeah, as I said today, their coach confirmed that they're interested in him. Like, I like him, but we must sell first. So let's read if there's anything else. No, it was a very brief comment. And yeah, during Friday's conference, Maresca didn't try to deny the story. On the contrary, he admitted his admiration for the Nerazzurri player. So that's definitely on the cards. Not confirmed reports. Apparently, Sensi is open to the move, which I'm surprised. I thought he wouldn't be very keen to go to the second tier of English football, first of all. Well, outside of Italy, first of all, and then England in the second tier of England. So the fact that he's agreed to that is quite surprising. But at the same time, I'm sure probably Leicester can probably pay him exactly what Inter pay him, which is, not shocking, because, I mean, Championship clubs have probably got more money than a lot of Serie A teams. And then Leicester in general, even though they got relegated, is still like that squad is still like a Premier League level squad, and a lot of the salaries, and they're still a pretty rich team. So, Sensi, what do you guys make of it? I think, to be honest, I mean, obviously it's great for Inter. Like, we just need to get rid of him because of his salary, 3.7 million gross salary. So we get rid of that off the books, and we might even get 2 million by the looks of it, which I didn't think was possible. I didn't think any team was going to pay us any money to get rid of Sensi. So I'm surprised about that. So it's great for Inter, but for Sensi, I don't think it makes sense. Yes, he's only going to be in Championship for about 5-6 months, because Leicester look like they're definitely getting promoted. But even in the Premier League, it's just not the league for him. Not to be going to the stereotype of Premier League, high intensity, bam, bam, bam. But yeah, Premier League is definitely more fast and more intense than Serie A, for sure. So, and with his, body disintegrates, like if you blow on him, his muscles fall apart. Like, when you go to a barbecue, like a really nice barbecue, pork or something, like, you slow cook it for hours and then you hold it by the bone and it just falls off. That's Stefano Sensi's muscles. They're cooked. They are cooked. But he's still an amazing player technically. So Leicester fans probably might get to see him, little glimpses of it like we did. But yeah. Hey, Ahmed in the house. Don't let Mattia lure you into the Grim Reaper stance. Nah. Don't worry, he hasn't got me yet. But if things start to go badly, I'm sure he'll nip away at me, and we can. He'll get me at some point. Hey, Simeon, I hope you're doing well. Hey, man, honestly, I am criticizing him here, making fun of him, but he still remains one of my favorite players. I mean, it's more like a figment. It's more like a abstract thought, Sensi. He's like what could have been, or like, I don't even know if were those 2 or 3 months of Stefano Sensi, the first year on the continent, was that real, guys? Was that just my imagination? Was that just us imagining? Did we just have Iniesta on loan and we just thought it was some other guy? Because sometimes it feels unreal that literally that's all we have. This guy has been here for so long, and all we remember of him is those first 2 or 3 months. That was it. It feels like a a distant dream. Yeah, more than visiting his the Leicester training ground, I probably have to visit the hospital or wherever, therapy, massage parlor, those type of physiotherapy type of places. That's probably where he's going to be spending his time. Yeah. No, he definitely has to leave. Definitely has to leave. But yeah, if Leicester have to sell before buying, I hope they get to sell whoever they have to sell. I haven't actually kept up with Leicester much recently in terms of their market dealing, so I'm not sure who they're trying to sell, who do they need to sell to make this happen. But fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Better to waste 5 months. Oh yeah, 100%, 100%. The thing is, and I talked about it. Remember when we even loaned him out to Sampdoria, which maybe was a mistake in Inzaghi's first season, but you could just tell Inzaghi just doesn't rate him. Maybe not on a technical level. I'm sure, like, he sees him in training, but there is something that Inzaghi just doesn't touch him. Like he even had, like, there was nothing. Like, imagine you're a player like Sensi who has to redeem himself this past summer. Sensi did probably the best he could in that summer, because remember in the preseason friendly, he was probably our best player in the preseason friendlies. He scored a few goals. I think he was our top scorer in the whole preseason, wasn't he? And good performances. Like, that's the best you can ask for from a guy who's redeeming himself. But it wasn't enough to convince Inzaghi, because Inzaghi has put even Klassen in front of him. Klassen has had more minutes than Sensi has, and Sensi's not even been injured. As far as I remember the season, he might have had one of those like little niggling injuries that he has, but nothing that kept him out for weeks or anything. He just doesn't rate him, so yeah, it makes sense. He just needs to leave. Sometimes, some coaches and players, it just doesn't go. Even though in theory, I thought Inzaghi would love a player like Sensi in terms of Inzaghi's football, how he wants to play. But there's things that go on behind the scenes that we don't know about. Maybe Sensi's an awful trainer. Maybe he said something to Inzaghi a while back and he hasn't forgiven him for it. Or, yeah, I don't know. Maybe the doctors recommend Inzaghi not to play him. Like, there's things that we don't know that go on behind the scenes that we'll never know about. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna believe until I see it happening, Tom, as well. So let's see. But yeah, I think we don't need to replace, because again, how many minutes has he played, Sensi? We don't need to actually replace Sensi with an actual midfielder. It can just literally be, because that's what he's been till now. It's just been a squad filler. So I'd rather give those 30-40 minutes to a Primavera player for sure. So let's have a quick look in terms of minutes this season. So yeah, look at that. Agume had 4 minutes and Sensi had 65 minutes. So I definitely would rather give minutes to Alexander Stankovic, Kamate, Akin Sanmiro, any of these guys. I'd rather give them 65 minutes of playtime than try to sign someone to replace. Oh yeah, actually, let's add 65 and 4 in there, 69 minutes, because you got to replace Agume's minutes as well. So definitely, I would rather just them not even try to replace him, and then spend the money, the budget there is, if there is anything budget left for the striker, because that's definitely what we need. Since in that turquoise kit, I have tears in my eyes. Yeah. What a time to be. Sensi is the Inter version of Pogba. What could have been? Yeah, I guess. Yes, I know what you mean in terms of Juve re-signing Pogba recently, and he's played like 30 minutes for them in total or something crazy like that. Crazy. Yeah, but he has stayed fit as well. Like, when he went out to Sampdoria, he was fit. When he went to Monza last season, he wasn't fit mostly until he had one big injury, which wasn't like his fault. That was just really bad tackle on him. But yeah, he definitely just needs regular football. Yeah, Mattia, I think there is. Hey Eduardo, hope you're doing well. I think there is a chance now that we've got rid of 2 players, not just one. But as I said in my members only video just about an hour ago when I made it, I don't know. Inzaghi is not the guy to like push the boat in terms of imagine you've got Arnautovic and Sanchez. Like we as fans know, like be ruthless. Those guys have just not been good enough till now. Find whoever you need to sign on top of them. Fifth striker, bring him in. It doesn't matter if you upset them. Who cares about their ego? Bring the guy in. But I think we've seen how he's treated Correa in the past. Oh, is my mic not working properly? Oh, yeah. Thank you for pointing it out, man. Why is it not connected? Thank you, Ahmed, for pointing it out. 1 second. Let's try it. Huh. Why is it not connecting? Yeah, it's the webcam mic at the moment. What you're hearing is the webcam mic when it should be. Let's try this. There you go. That should be much better, right? There you go. There you go. Sorry, guys. Thank you, Ahmed, for pointing it out. You you get different. Now it should be much better. Now it's the Yeti plugged in. Before it was the web. Um, sorry about that. The mic. The mic's been here all along. Is just the set in the USB wasn't being recognized. I had to like, unplug it 5 times. Where was I? I've lost my thought now. Yeah, no, Inzaghi. I don't think he's going to push for the guy like, let's say, I think Taremi is too far. I don't think it's realistic because Taremi, you actually have to pay money. Porto too hard to deal with. But let's just say Muriel. Muriel has been the guy from Atalanta that's the media's put in the rumors at the moment that Inter want to get Muriel. I don't think Inzaghi's gonna like push it because that's gonna make Sanchez unhappy. He's gonna make Arnautovic unhappy. Yeah, I really don't. I don't see it happening because Inzaghi is the type of guy that will keep the trust. Like you saw how he treated Correa. Like even the injuries and his performances weren't good enough. He just kept going at it. Then rather than saying like last January, he should have just been said like, nah, like we couldn't bring in Dybala because of this guy. Just send him out on loan in January. Like you got to be ruthless with these guys, and that's definitely Inzaghi. I don't think he really has that ruthlessness to him that you see some other managers that have. You know how Guardiola, something you can come in and just like get rid of guys, or you even seen like Arteta did it for Arsenal when with the Aubameyang situation and get rid of some guys. I don't feel like I mean in Italy the managers don't have as much power as they do in England because the role is a bit different. Like Marotta and Ausilio have they're the ones that do that kind of stuff. But I think it's only going to really happen. I know, Mattia. As I said, as fans, for us, we're completely fine with getting rid of those guys, or even not getting rid of those guys and just getting someone on top of them. But I think realistically, it's only going to happen if Sanchez leaves, and the rumors are that he has offers from Saudi Arabia, but he doesn't want to leave because obviously he sees Inter are now favorites to Scudetto. This is the last, probably best chance to get a big European trophy for him to like finish his, legacy and complete his legacy, which would be a very nice finish. But he's picking this situation over like getting mad money in Saudi Arabia, which I can't blame him for. But as fans, once again, Sanchez, remember, I know a lot of people blame Lukaku, but he was also to blame for the Dybala situation because if we got rid of him quicker, maybe there could have been more negotiation, more room within the budget to kind of bring in Dybala as well. But this guy longed things out a couple of summers ago. We had to pay him to leave. And now he's back and he's not even been good enough. And again, that's what I mean. The ruthlessness. Inzaghi should be saying like, and his boy Arturo Vidal came out the other day, didn't he, to defend him, saying that he should leave, that he should be starting over a lot of those guys. You don't understand how he doesn't start. He should be listening to his boy Arturo Vidal, his Chilean brother, two Chilean legends, and just leave. But I don't think it's going to happen. So I think, the striker situation, I'm not giving up on it, though. I think something could happen right up until like the end of the transfer window. I think Marotta and Auxilio will keep an eye on like potential opportunities, like some form of loan with option or even just dry loans. Buying, I just don't see it happening, especially now that we bought Buchanan. So that's that. But yeah, hope Sensi leaves. Maybe the Sensi money could be potentially used then for that maybe for like a down payment. And then potentially we also got to think about because it's probably not been budgeted, the Supercoppa, the extra 7-8 million that you get from winning that. Maybe that's added on to, an extra budget potential. So let's see. I'm not giving up on it for sure. A couple of things as well before we get into the match preview as well, the predicted lineups. A couple of articles I was reading just before coming online, talking about Thuram, who sets a unique record in the first half of Serie A. This is obviously on sempre.com. So Thuram is the only Serie A player to reach 5 goals and 5 assists this season. So, have that minimum 5 contributions on both of those, which is amazing start. Really, really good start. And in total, he's contributed to 9 assists if you also add in his penalty ones. Because he's won like 4 penalties this season. So really, really good start. So I hope he scores tomorrow. Like Nene Rodriguez says, he's been struggling recently for form. Although he did have like that pre-assist to the Lautaro goal against Verona the other day, but I just hope to see him back to scoring for sure. Victor in the house, buonasera to you as well. And then the other good news I wanted to cover as well, actually ahead of tomorrow's game, is that it's not only that we talked about D'Ambrosio, Gagliardini, Carboni, Colpani. There's another guy to keep an eye out for, which is Maldini. Obviously not Paolo Maldini, but his son, who's just moved to Monza. Remember, this guy scored against us. So he knows this is a special match for him. I mean, look at that smirk on his face. He knows he can help his Milanisti brothers and sisters. He was at Empoli on loan, but now they've loaned him out to Monza. Now he might be debuting tomorrow against us. So another one to watch out for. Probably off the bench, but still one to watch out for. But let's go into the match preview. Oh yeah, Sanchez had a fat payday at United for sure, Timmy. But I think the fat payday in Saudi Arabia would be completely different. No expectation, you just gotta turn up basically. Monza, bit of a weird team. They were owned by Berlusconi, who of course passed away recently, but they also have Galliani, who's their sporting director. It almost feels like a Milan B team because of that, because of the ownership structure. And then last season, it was a struggle against them. We couldn't get one win out of them. Away, which is the match that we have against tomorrow, we drew 2-2. If you guys remember, that was one of the matches where we really started to give up on any type of Scudetto chase. Similar time to this, actually. Remember, 7th of January last year we played them, and this time around we're playing them on the 19th of January. 19th of January. We're playing them on what's tomorrow? losing my bearings. 13th of January. So yeah, just 5 days after. But this season at home, we beat them 2-0. So we finally got our first win against them. But we also lost against them at home last season. So they're a bit of a mixed bag. We do struggle a little bit. Even in the 2-0 we played against them, they're not an easy team for sure. And then now let's get into like obviously the guys that will be against us tomorrow, which now I know I called them Milan B, but on the pitch they might be this season they're Inter B, because now they've got Danilo DD33, Danilo D'Ambrosio, Gagliardini, Valentin Carboni. They also have, of course, Caldirola. I forgot about talking about Caldirola. This guy already has dunked on us. This guy scored on us home and away. He was the one who scored the winning goal against us last year. And then he also scored the equalizing goal in the away game. Former Inter youth product, Caldirola. So this is really an Inter B team, but that's not like a good thing because they're all like gunning to have revenge on us. Maybe not D'Ambrosio. Actually, yeah, even D'Ambrosio, because I think he wanted to stay. I think he was a little bit sad that Inter didn't renew his contract again. He said he wanted to end his career at Inter. Gagliardini is definitely gunning for us. I mean, he wants to cause us pain for sure. And yeah, Carboni probably wants to show Inzaghi what he's made of. And as I said, yeah, we've got Maldini on the bench. Colombo is also an AC Milan boy. He's an AC Milan youth product on loan from them. So there's lots of little storylines going on here. And as I said, mentioned before, Colpani, just because we've been linked to him, and he's been, kind of a little bit, he really slowed down over the last month or so, but he was kind of the breakout player of the season at the beginning of the year. So I can imagine him having a great game against us. But yeah, overall, they're a good team. Like Gagliardini has actually been a good signing for them. I mean, I've always maintained he's always like a good mid-table player, just wasn't at Inter level. He's been good for them. He's even played centre-back at one point a couple of games ago. Pessina, of course, is a good player. Churria is a very difficult player to deal with. He's a wing-back, but has got a lot of goal threat. Colpani has a beautiful left foot, and Carboni has been picking up form recently. If you've not kept up, he scored and assisted and caused the own goal in the last game against Frosinone in the head-to-head game between him and the other Argentine wonder kid at the moment, Sule, who's been the breakout player of the season, but Carboni played even better than him in that game. And Dani Mota is also a threat. Yes, overall, it's just a good team. But the good news is that Di Gregorio, who I picked as my goalkeeper of the season until now, so I'll put him in my Serie A team of the season until now, as he has the most goals prevented per 90, and he has the most saves per 90 as well this season in Serie A, and he's really good on the ball. He is injured, and his backup hasn't played much football at all. I haven't seen him, but you never know, actually. These backups, we've seen it in the past. Remember Vicario? He had his first ever Serie A game against us as a backup when he was at Cagliari in our Scudetto winning season, and since then he has gone to new heights. And that was his breakout game. So sometimes even these backup goalkeepers can have some amazing games. We've seen it happen, but hopefully he's not that good, this guy Sorrentino. I've not seen him play, but he's not going to be as good as Di Gregorio, because he's been really, really good this season. Oh, Gagliardino own goal, imagine. Oh, you're saying he scores goal of the own goal. Oh, yeah, he's gonna. I bet you he's gonna get a yellow card. I can see it. He's gonna get a yellow card. He's gonna get into some tackles. Even in the first game, remember he got into a little thing with Lautaro. It was he did a little dirty tackle on Lautaro in the first game. I remember at the beginning of the season. He's gonna be up for it. I'm glad to catch the live show. Faisal says we'll be attending a Super Cup match against Lazio, but focusing on Monza for the time being. Yeah, 100%. But enjoy, Faisal. Enjoy and bring us the luck. Or, as I said before, if you missed it, I don't actually mind losing that game, but I'm sure you want to see Inter win when you're catching them live. Yeah, Di Gregorio was on our books. Yeah, he's a Inter youth player, and we sold him for only 5 million euros. But he's one of those that's like, it seemed like a good deal for selling him. Like, he wasn't like even in Serie B he was good, but he wasn't like crazy good. And last year he had a good year, but like nothing crazy. But this beginning of the season, he's been like really, really good. And it almost seems like, yeah, like we really undersold him now. That he's definitely worth like at least like 15, 20 million or something, because he's so good on the ball as well. He's like a very modern goalkeeper. And I've seen people saying that, we should look at him for future, post Zoma, which is probably a good shout. I would just like to see him at a higher level than Monza first. Like, get to Fiorentina, Roma, Lazio, like, Europa League. Then I'll, get to that level to show that he's ready. Because, that's a big step up going from Monza to be the number one at Monza to Inter. I personally wouldn't take that gamble straight away. No, there is no buyback for Di Gregorio. Yeah, so if you mean after Zoma, then like, not next season, the season after, then yeah. But straight at next season, no, I think it's too much of a step up. I would rather see him one more season than Monza. Can he confirm this level of form, or is it just a purple patch? Or, go up to a level. Well, obviously, then by then he'd probably be too expensive. But again, it's a tricky one. But I would rather see him. Yeah. Handanovic. That's true. But at the same time, where were we, Kirby, when Handanovic came? We were in the Banter era. Just we were replacing a finished Julius Caesar, so it's different levels. We're at a different level now. Like, we need someone that's like ready to go straight and be the guy. Oh yeah, Handanovic retired, bro. He retired. He's a scout for Inter now. He's a scout. But anyway, going back to the predicted lineups, yeah. So as I said, strong lineup for Monza, but beatable, and definitely with no Di Gregorio, we should be able to beat them. I struggle to say Di Gregorio every time. Di Gregorio. Let's say DG, man. DG. And yeah, we always had great goalkeepers, big shoes to fill. And I think, yeah, especially him being like Interista. He is admitted he is an Interista. And he does dream of being into number one, but I think that becomes such a big pressure on himself. Like, you've seen like how Meret, like, even like the step up to Napoli for Meret was like a little bit too much. Like, you see that with goalkeepers, it can happen if you do it too quickly, especially with goalkeepers. You peak later as well. Di Gregorio is still quite young. He is what, 24? He is. Let's have a quick look. Oh, he's actually older than I thought, 26. But still, yeah, that's still pretty young for a goalkeeper. Definitely want to keep an eye out. For. Well, in my opinion, like our team like Roma should be signing him. They should be all over him to replace Rui Patricio. But yeah, now let's get into the Inter team. Live, as we are live, there's been a change to the predicted lineup, guys. Davide Frattesi might actually start a game. Wow. And actually, look at that. Even when I was checking earlier, it was Dumfries starting, and now it's Darmian. So interesting. This has made the live a bit more interesting, because I was going to say it's the exact same lineup as last week, apart from Di Marco coming in for Augusto. But actually, Frattesi, his Frattasi showing at the end of the Hellas Verona game maybe has got him the you can see everyone's shocked in the chat. Can't believe our eyes, because when last time Frattesi started a game? Let's have a quick look as we are live here in Serie A. I know he started those Champions League games, but in Serie A, when's the last time he actually started? So Empoli in September, the away game against Empoli, That's the only time he started in Serie A, guys. That's the only time Fratesi started in Serie A. That's why I can't judge him properly still. Like, I know people are being, like, I know I've made comments as well, but that's just, tactical or technical comments on his game. But I can't judge him as a flop if he doesn't get playing time. And I've always had this gripe with Inzaghi, with the likes of Gosens or any type of signing. If you don't give them, like, to judge a signing, for me, you have to get at least like 3, 4, 5 games in a row. And then you say, like, okay, he was given a consistent run of games in a row, or even like, intermittently, but started lots of game time, just wasn't good enough, didn't prove himself, then it's a flop. But I can't start calling Fratesi a flop when he started one game in Serie A. So I really hope this lineup is true, because it's very much overdue for Fratesi. Because how is he gonna? We know what he needs to improve on, but how is he gonna improve it from the bench? He needs to put that into practice. What he's practicing in training, he needs to put it practice on the pitch. But as a starter, because when you brought on as a substitute, especially the last game against Verona, what can you do? You just need to, like, the game is like in a crazy moment. You're just trying to get an equalizer or a winner, or you brought on whilst we're 3-0 up, and you just brought on to the game is already dead. What really is what development is happening there? So away game against Monza, yes. And once again, it proves that, this is what I've been saying since the summer, even before we signed Fratesi. He is the alternative to Barella, not to Mkhitaryan. I know people they want to see Barella and Fratesi together, but in terms of their profile, not that Fratesi is like Barella, but in terms of what Inter have in their team between Mkhitaryan, Barella, and Fratesi is most similar in terms of profile and the areas he likes to pick up to Barella. He loves to be on this area of the pitch where he can be a threat with his right foot. Maybe he can play on the left-hand side and cut in with his right foot too, but we haven't really seen that. Maybe Inzaghi doesn't trust him to do that. But yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that decision. What are you guys saying? Let's have a quick look. Yeah, Mattia's also shocked about the decision. That lineup means Inzaghi is going for the Supercoppa hard. I mean, there's not really much rotation. Oh yeah, wait. There's also De Vrij. I didn't notice that because my eyes went straight to the Fratesi and Darmian, but there's also De Vrij coming back in, which actually is overdue as well. Acerbi, the brother, the granddad, he needs rest. So I'm glad that De Vrij is back fully fit, which he has been for a little while now, and he's starting tomorrow. But yeah, you can see Inzaghi, yeah. And he has to, though, Kirby, he got to rotate a little bit with all these games coming up. But yeah, it does probably mean that Inzaghi wants the Supercoppa. We knew that. He's not going to say no to the Supercoppa. He's like the Supercoppa king. I really hope he started instead of Mickey. He's dusted like Cherby. Yeah, that's probably true as well. Mickey's probably one. If we look outside of the tactical view and more on the number of minutes and which players need more rest than others, Mkhitaryan is definitely ahead of Barella. But tactically, Fratesi fits better with Mkhitaryan on the pitch. Happy to see Fratesi get started by Inzaghi refuses to pull Mick. Yeah, you know how it is. He's the trusted soldier. Mkhitaryan literally needs to have his legs amputated for Inzaghi not to start him. This confirms that Beppe told Inzaghi he could only get a striker if he wins the Supercoppa. Maybe. Nah, Kirby Inzaghi doesn't want to miss. Yeah, he's literally going to make history. I think if it's true what Mattia says, he's going to be the coach with the most Supercoppas. He definitely wants to be that. Manager just a Supercoppa merchant, yeah. Oh yeah, Dumfries also might have that slight. I mean, I don't think it was anything serious what he came off with last time round, but yeah, it might be. He might not be 100%. That's a good point, DiMarco Prop. Yeah, I mean, he was good. That assist was good, but in general, well, it was pretty much everyone. But he didn't have a great game against Verona. The assist was good, but that was like the 10th minute. But the rest of his game from Mkhitaryan wasn't as great as we know Mkhitaryan can be. Yeah, we've talked about this comparison before, Timmy. Like, these McTominay type of box crashing terrorists. Is the best way to describe him at the moment. But I know, and I trust in Inzaghi's coaching that he's trying to develop other side to his game. And he was a good ball carrier at Sassuolo, but it's just that Sassuolo, when you play deeper, it's different. So you're able to pick up that ball deeper, and he's able to drive. By Inter, he's picking up the ball in much higher positions, and that's where close control is more important than being able to drive over long areas, less counter-attacking. So the style of play is he's still getting used to that. As Sassuolo in that 4-2-3-1, he was the one with the ability or the freedom to go up in the two center midfielders. Oh, here's Mattia giving us the stats. Capello, Lippi, and Inzaghi have 4 Supercoppa win. Nobody has 5. There you go. So he could really, really make history. But yeah, I agree with that lineup. I'm happy with that lineup. I would, if Dumfries is fit, I would rather start Dumfries than Darmian. I just don't like Darmian as a wing back, but Pavard's there, so hopefully he can provide some attacking threat. But actually, with Darmian, with Frattesi there, maybe he's just trying to, be a bit cautious there. So, 3-4-2-1 with Carboni next season, bro. Inzaghi's not changing, no formation. Yeah, let's finish up, guys. Let's get the match predictions in. No injuries. Let's keep our fingers crossed that we don't get any more, especially in this busy upcoming period. I'm not even counting Cuadrado now. Cuadrado is already not an Inter player in my eyes. His Inter career is over. And maybe we might see a Buchanan sighting for a few minutes. I wouldn't be surprised if he just brings him on, like if last 2 or 3 minutes. But it's an away game at Monza. Like, even if we're winning, I doubt he brings him on. This is good. This is really good. The main question is, are we, because we've seen it, we've been dropping bad performances recently, back to back, Genoa and Hellas Verona. Is the winter depression, the yearly winter depression hitting us? Is the players, are they starting to struggle a little bit physically? That's my question. But I think I'm gonna keep some faith in these boys. I think I'm pretty much agreeing with the Nene, Nerazzurri, and Mattia here. I think it's gonna be a struggle. I think it's gonna be another match where we complain about performances and maybe Inter not being up to scratch. But I think we might edge a win. I think it's going to be a 2-1. Obviously, D'Ambrosio or Gagliardini or Carboni are going to score on us. And then I'm predicting another Frattesi goal and Lautaro. But I hope Thuram scores, but I'm predicting Lautaro to score. More goal contributions than Alexi as well. That's crazy. But not so crazy when you know about these performances from Alexis. 2-0 both from Thuram. That would be amazing. That would be sick. 4-0 Inter. Wow, Kirby. I'll come back to this. Let me react to this. 4-0 Inter, Kirby. You are out of your mind. And if we actually win 4-0, I'll clip that and post it. But you are out of your mind, Kirby. Mattia, 2-1 for Monza, of course. Why was I even thinking Mattia was predicting a win? How stupid of me. We've already talked about that, Antonio. That is one of the things that gives me confidence, the fact that there is no Di Gregorio for them. We mentioned that earlier. Inzaghi said that today, last game we had with 3 attackers in the last moments, and there can be something going on. I'll believe it when I see it, bro. This guy's been there for 2.5 years. I've only seen it in desperate situations. Is Gags Dumbo starting? No, I don't think Gags is. I think that was just emergency thing about Gagliardini starting in defense. He's back in his position. I heard he actually did quite well at centre back. Oh my god! Imagine that was. I mean, he already did. Arnautovic already gave us those flashbacks of Monza last year against Hellas Verona. But imagine he actually does come on against Monza and has such a bad match, just like Lukaku did. Then that's literally you have to like just cancel his contract and get rid of him. Ooh, a Pavard goal. That would be amazing. That would be sick. Actually, I can see in a game like this, we saw it last season as well. I mean, Acerbi's goal was cancelled incorrectly, by the way. Incorrectly, if you guys remember. Incorrectly cancelled goal for Acerbi last year in the away game. But in games like these, set pieces could be useful. So, yeah, Pavard header. That would be amazing. Ahmed says 3-1 Inter win. Lautaro, Pavard, and Hakan to score. I like that. Yeah, I might cancel I'm cancelling the Frattesi goal for Pavard now. I'm going to go 2-1 still Inter, but Lautaro and Pavard now. Yeah, I'm cancelling the Frattesi goal. 1-1 Pavard, Colpani. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Definitely, as I said, it's either Carboni, Gagliardini, D'Ambrosio, Colpani. It's going to be one of these guys. I'll be surprised if it's not one of these guys to score against us. He actually was good. Monza collapsed in defense after he was subbed. Yeah, there you go. Maybe that's the future for his career. Offside Marseille win. Oh, road to fourth place. Yes, come on, Marseille. Go on, Gattuso. That's amazing. Let's have a quick look. How are they looking in Ligue 1? Gattuso will be an Inter legend. Yeah, they're only 1 point off. I don't know if the mandatory buy option is, because fourth place is they still have to do the preliminary rounds. So I don't know if it's like they have to do the preliminary rounds, and if they get past that, then it's the mandatory buy option is on, or is it just for third? I hope it's also counts for fourth, because that would be amazing, and Gattuso instantly becomes a Inter legend. I think he's still got like 0 goals, right? In Korea for them, like 0 goals, 0 assists, something. Yeah, I think it will be probably a bit of a Pazza game. Monza has been recently, apart from the last game. The other 2 games were very difficult. So I see it being a difficult game. The strains that we always struggle against them, but Milan somehow, yeah, but I mean, they all, as I said, the Galliani Berlusconi connection. I call them like Milan B, even though they have lots of our players. Yeah. Was the total Giallo? I mean, yeah, apparently he's going to Juve. He was supposed to be our free transfer in the summer. I think Juve signing him for like 3 million plus bonuses. But yeah, not losing sleep over it, because numerically, it was always like a tricky one. Who are you getting rid of numerically? Because he was more like a long-term signing of like when Acerbi or De Vrij leave. But numerically, he was kind of like, where is he actually going to fit in, and how fit is he? Because he's been coming off straight off of ACL, so he needs some time to play and get back to full fitness. So yeah, I'm not really too sad about that, but pretty smart signing for Juve. Pretty cheap. Yeah, 100%. If Gagliardini scores, I might not even like. Oh, actually, by the way, let you guys know, because I've got family coming over tomorrow, so I won't be able to actually do my post-match reaction straight after the game. But if Gagliardini scores, I don't think I can do one. It'd just be too painful. I just have to like go to bed and just cry myself to sleep if Gagliardini scores. I can't do analysis on the game where we let Gagliardini score. Really, really no, that can't happen. But yeah, guys, my prediction: 2-1 win to Inter. Hopefully won't be as hard as we're predicting it to be, but we need the win, because Sassuolo, Juventus, or Juventus Sassuolo. Sassuolo did beat Juve the earlier this season, but at home, Juve struggle to see them dropping points now. So we really do need to get the win before we go off to the Supercoppa, where Juve might overtake us. So really, really important. I hope the boys don't drop the ball tomorrow. Hope it's not a Genoa or a Hellas Verona performance. But I'll see you for the post-match reaction probably on Sunday.
leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Thank you everyone that's come through, and thank you to everyone that's watched on Twitter as well and commented. I'm really happy that now we're able to also see Twitter comments as well. So shout out to everyone. Ciao ragazzi, always, Forza Inter. Second star mission continues.